If you ever watched a show on Netflix titled Narcos, then you probably know exactly who I'm about to talk about in this speech. Why am I going to conduct a commemorative speech to pay tribute to a ruthless drug lord who is connected to a large quantity of murders and is also responsible for the distribution of cocaine worldwide that has affected millions of people for the worse? Hello, my name is David, and tonight I'm going to pay homage to the notorious criminal named Pablo Escobar. Why is the question that you're probably asking yourself right now, and to be honest, I also ask myself the same very question. But first, I need to talk about with you who exactly Pablo Escobar is and what is he responsible for. Please excuse me if I may pronounce incorrectly some names and places. According to biographics, Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviota was born in Renegro, Colombia, to his father, who was just a simple farmer, and his mother, who was a school teacher, on December 1st of 1949. In his early teens, he joined a youth movement known as Nadismo, which means nothingism in the English language. Purpose of this movement was to defy the established order, disobey their parents, and declare their own rules. This is when he started experimenting with the drugs that led to the future drug lord's addiction to marijuana. Pablo Escobar dropped out of high school at the age of 16, and it is safe to say that this decision was the start of what would become his legacy. Pablo started up a very small bicycle repair shop and would find himself on the streets searching for unwanted bike parts and then use them to fix up people's bike at a cheap price. This ambition to hustle is a way to make money led to more serious crimes, starting with his first, where he allegedly stole headstones from cemeteries, then sandblasted the names off just to resell them. Pablo, throughout his younger years, would be involved with more other petty crimes to include robbery to much heftier crimes such as kidnapping people for ransom. But in 1971, at the age of 22, is when Pablo entered the drug game. Pablo started to work for the Medellin contraband dealer by the name of Alvaro Prieto. However, Pablo became greedy and wanted to make more money for himself and found himself in Ecuador to buy 5 kilos of cocaine paste, where he returned to Medellin and processed the cocaine. This is where he linked up with the Ochoa brothers to find a local drug lord named Fabio Restrepo, where the sale netted him close to $100,000. 2 months later, Fabio Restrepo was murdered mysteriously by whom we all assume was Pablo Escobar. The death of Fabio began Pablo's dominance of trafficking cocaine all over the world and became the new leader of the Medellin cartel. By 1980, Pablo was the king of cocaine and almost had every law enforcement agency on his payroll, to even include government officials in Colombia. According to Bowley, in 1987, Pablo appeared first on the Forbes billionaires list with an estimated fortune of 3 billion US dollars, where he remained on that list until his demise in 1993. $3 billion is enough by itself, and in 2020 is the equivalent to nearly $7 billion, according to savings.org. Remember, this is just what Forbes predicted what his worth was. Who exactly knows how much he really accumulated over his reign? It was even rumored that he burnt $2 million of his money to keep his daughter warm when they were running from the law. Ahmed states that Pablo Escobar was gunned down and killed a day after his birthday on December 2nd, 1993, on a rooftop from where he was hiding from the law with only one bodyguard. When talking about his legacy, we all know the harm that he has caused to millions of people. However, I'm going to discuss some of the things Pablo has done that has been viewed to be rather charitable. Bowley states that Pablo is known for his power and cruelty and that intimidated everyone. He also depicted himself within his community and throughout Colombia as a kind and modest companion. Till this day, in Medellin, he is still treasured and respected for his charitable actions among the lower class, for his contributions and generosity. Pablo built an entire neighborhood to house the less fortunate that still remains to this day, that house over 12,000 people in a total of 2,800 homes, and was known to just walk around the streets handing out money. In 1979, he started a radio show and a civic welfare program that worked towards building up Medellin poor community by planting trees, building sports facilities, and even established a medical facility for the poor within the community. Pablo actually invested more of his own money than the local government ever did by donating his money to help build roads and electrical lines. Plus, according to NAF, Pablo Escobar's reign has brought an abundance of tourists that has boosted the economy just to take tourists to follow the infamous drug trafficker's path. In conclusion, I talked briefly on the beginnings of Pablo Escobar up to his demise and what Pablo Escobar actually contributed due to his donations to his own community. Pablo Escobar is widely known for his criminal activities that range from a variety of violations such as theft, kidnapping, drug trafficking, murder, extortion, and even money laundering. Some things are just unforgivable, and I cannot speak for the thousands of his victims and families that he has done harm to. With that said, every human walking on this earth has at some time in their life made a bad choice that they wish they could take back. I am not here to dehumanize anyone and judge basely on a man's wrongdoings and just sit back and ignore things that they did right or accomplished. Pablo is a man whose greed made him become one of the most violent persons that has ever walked this planet. However, his generosity has helped thousands of people within his community that still impacts their lives to this day, where he is cherished by the people as being known as their own Robin Hood. Thank you for your time.